Hello and welcome to Roadside Republic, your daily dose of election news. The big story from Delhi today, 11 parties coming together to form the third front. Later on the show tonight, I'll be joined by my colleagues Ketki Angre from Bhandara for a ground report of Praful Patel's constituency and Achal Vora from Kethal to tell us whether or not Naveen Jindal will be able to wash off the taint of the coal scam. But before that, some breaking news coming in. My colleague Sunil Prabhu has information that the government is all set to introduce a number of ordinances to fulfill what the Congress has been saying, Rahul Gandhi's promises. Sunil, if you can hear me, take us through what are the government's plans. Is this really the UPA government working overtime to fulfill what Rahul Gandhi promised to activists few days ago? Sunil.
Well, I don't know whether it is working overtime, but it's clearly going to be seen as killing the constitution. Clearly, the UPA government is all set to promulgate a number of ordinances, as you rightly said, Rahul Gandhi's main anti-corruption bills. One, of course, being the right to time-bound delivery of services and goods. The second, of course, the Prevention of Corruption Act, which needed to be amended to allow honest officers to be protected. And then, of course, a number of other series of steps. The Disabilities Ordinance is all set to be, the Disabilities Act is also to be brought in as an ordinance to be promulgated. The Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Act, which is also going to be amended. And then, of course, the SEBI, as well as some other non-consequential ordinances regarding the School of Planning and Architecture, as well as the Delhi High Court. But nevertheless, the government all set to pass this ordinance. This is going to be really something which the opposition will be very, very upset with. This is going to raise the stakeholders, especially the government, because the parliament technically is still, as we speak today, in session. It has not been prorogued. Even if it does happen tomorrow, it's in the next 2-3 days, by Thursday or Friday. The cabinet all set ahead of elections to pass these ordinances and make it a law and leave their impact on the next government. Whether they come back or not, it will then become incumbent on the next government not to allow it to lapse, as well as create an uneven ground ahead of elections. Really, all eyes will now be on the opposition parties, who are expected to make their beeline to Raisina Hill, requesting the president not to sign these ordinances. But nevertheless, quite a shocking and going against conventional wisdom and what many people will consider killing the constitution, because this is an emergency provision of the Constitution of India.
Thanks, Sunil, for that update. The big story tonight in Delhi, of course, the coming together of 11 parties, including the left parties and parties like Mulayam Singh Yadav's Samajwadi Party, Nitish Kumar's Janata Dal United, and the Biju Janata Dal, as well as AGP. But surprisingly, two of these leaders, the Biju Janata Dal's Naveen Patnaik and Akham Gana Parihod's Prafulla Kumar Mahanta, stayed away, skipped the meeting, citing pressing reasons. And moving on to what exactly does this front want to do, Prakash Karat said that they want to keep equidistance from both the BJP as well as the Congress, but when specifically asked if this front is willing to do business with Congress once again to stop Modi, this is what he had to say.
We are now concentrating on fighting these elections and emerging successful. After the results, what will happen, that we will discuss then. We are not in a position to say anything now.
So that was Prakash Karat spelling out what exactly the front wants to do. So now we move over to Ketki Angre, who's there in Praful Patel's constituency, Bhandara. Over to you, Ketki.
In fact, we're coming to you from Bhandara. This is part of Praful Patel's constituency, which is the Bhandara Gondia constituency. We have travelled over 500 kilometres, first starting with Nagpur and now in Bhandara. NCP's Praful Patel is the sitting member of parliament from the Gondia Bhandara constituency. But find out why his challenger says he's the best Aam Aadmi for the job. आपके हिसाब से इस इलेक्शन को आप कैसे देखते हैं?
ये इलेक्शन हमारे लिए बहुत आसान है। लास्ट टाइम मंत्री महोदय ने जो अभी जो मिनिस्टर है प्रफुल्ल पटेल, उन्होंने लोगों को बहुत घोषणा की थी कि हम लोग बेरोजगार को काम देंगे, किसानों के पसीने को दाम देंगे, गरीबों को जस्टिस देंगे। यहाँ के लोगों को जो आश्वासन यूनियन मिनिस्टर ने जो दिया था उसमें टोटली फेल हुए और इसलिए लोगों का विश्वास उनसे उड़ गया है। और ऐसे समय में मेरे लिए इलेक्शन बहुत ही इजी है एनसीपी के यहाँ वोट है ही नहीं। कांग्रेस को हमेशा गाली देते रहते हैं। जिस सोनिया गांधी को उन लोगों ने विदेशी महिला के, वही कांग्रेस से वोट लेते हैं। तो इस बार कांग्रेस ने भी सोच लिया कि प्रफुल्ल पटेल को अभी सबक सिखाना ये कांग्रेस ने तय कर लिया है।
आम आदमी पार्टी कहती है कि जो भ्रष्ट नेता है उनके खिलाफ हम किसी न किसी को खड़ा करेंगे। उनकी उस लिस्ट में एनसीपी के प्रफुल्ल पटेल का भी नाम है। इसका मतलब ये है कि आपके खिलाफ भी कोई कैंडिडेट वो लगाएंगे?
बिल्कुल लगाएंगे, लेकिन जो आम आदमी की सोच लोगों के सामने में रखी गई है उसमें हम पूरे फिट है। हम इतने साल से विधायक है, हमने कोई भी एलिगेशन हमारे पे नहीं लगा।
तेलंगाना की बात अब छिड़ चुकी है, इसलिए विदर्भा की बात हमेशा आती है। बीजेपी का इसमें राय क्लियर है, लेकिन बीजेपी की जो अलायंस पार्टनर शिवसेना, वो इसके बिल्कुल विरोध में है।
बीजेपी की पहले से ही मांग रही है छोटे राज्यों के बारे में। आज भी तेलंगाना का अगर क्रेडिट कांग्रेस लेती है, लेकिन बीजेपी अगर उनको सपोर्ट नहीं करती तो तेलंगाना नहीं होता। तो वो कांग्रेस कितना भी करे, कांग्रेस विदर्भ के बारे में कांग्रेस ही विरोधी करे। राष्ट्रवादी तो नकली है, राष्ट्रवादी को तो कुछ नहीं, उनको सत्ता चाहिए, उनको कोई लोगों के लिए कुछ उनको योजना नहीं है उनके पास। और ऐसे समय में भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो है छोटी राज्यों को समर्थन करती है और शिवसेना को हम मनाए लेंगे, क्योंकि बाला साहब ठाकरे ने जो बात कही थी उसको हम रख के नमस्ते, तो हमने उसी को रख के हम लोग विदर्भ अलग लेंगे।
And joining us live from Bhandara, from your constituency, is Prafull Patel. You are an incumbent here. Your opposition is already saying that I don't have to worry, the Aam Aadmi Party is targeting you. I'm the clean guy, and I'm in fact the best Aam Aadmi there can be in this constituency.
Well, I've been representing this place since 1991. And ironically, if somebody says something about us in this constituency, I don't think anybody is going to believe us, because my father first got elected in 46 to the municipal council, then 52, 57, 62, 67, and so on till 2014. So in 8 years of public life, if we have to prove something to the people because somebody from outside is accusing us, I think nobody is going to buy anything here.
So you are discounting the Aam Aadmi Party completely in this election?
No, we are not. It's not a question of discounting anybody. The people count on us, the people understand us, people know us. I think that is more important than somebody accusing us and we having to prove ourselves as to what we are. So I think that's not even an issue here in this constituency, at least for me, as I can speak for myself.
But when the Aam Aadmi Party says, we have a list of what they call corrupt politicians, they put your name right on top along with some other leaders, how would you respond to that? Because that means they are targeting.
I think, if I would not have been in the elite list of 100, I would have felt left out and small. So I think I'm honored that I'm in the elite list of 100 which they have put out. And well, if there is something, there are 100 ways to, catch somebody or to do whatever, get the justice which is required. So I don't think simple accusations are going to fly and going to cut much ice with anybody.
And do you feel that there are so many allegations of scams against the central government? You're part of that central government. Do you feel that in some way, in the perception battle, could be a problem when you're fighting elections?
Actually, it's very sad that while we talk of national elections, we are narrowing it down to issues which are not really the issues which are proven. A. B. Look at the people here. I mean, if you've traveled here through the day, and I'm sure you would have, and checked, people are not interested in all these things. They're interested in their welfare. They want irrigation, they want roads, they want industry, they want general development to come to this area. And which I think over the years one has been doing it consistently, and that is why we've been representing the people here for so many years and so many decades. So I don't think it is a question, and people are not foolish, mind you. People think, that an election comes and you can, swing the votes with whatever money power, muscle power, or so many other things. These are all, very nice to listen at a distance. But when you are in the thick of it, you realize that it's not so simple, and people are not so naive or foolish.
All right, stay with us as we also bring you a ground report from what happened on a Sunday evening. There was a hailstorm here, and that also led to some sort of discontent within some villages. And here's what we found out when we traveled there.
100% नुकसान आहे भाई 100%. पुरा खपरेला असा पावड्याला खिचून घ्या तुम्ही. एकही खपरेल नाहीये.
आणि किती फूट गार पडली होती? What he's in fact saying is that about 1 foot, that's how much hail was there collected in his field, which means that his entire field has now been destroyed. The rabi crop that he would have wanted to take, that has completely been destroyed. मग तुम्ही आज काय रस्ता रोक चक्का जाम असं केलं होतं?
पटवाळ्यांना काही नाही केलं आणि समजा रेती समजा अडवायची असली तर तिथं रातच्या 12 वाजता येते नाही, इथं सायंकाळी हे पडली पण तो आला नाही. कामासाठी आज जमाव चालू.
मग आज तुम्ही सगळ्यांनी जमाव इथे केला आहे त्याच कारणामुळे केला आहे.
पटवाळ्या रोज आहे साहेब, 200 ते 300 रुपये दिला भीक कामाला भीक दिल्यासारखी कास्तकारायला. पूर्ण शेतीची नुकसान, आता अशी शेतीची नुकसान झाली पण तुम्ही 200 आणि 300 रुपये 500 रुपये द्याल तर काय काय का पोटात अन्न नाही जाऊन राहिलं अशी वावराची परिस्थिती आहे.
कालपासून उपाशी आहेत मॅडम, कालपासून उपाशी आहेत पुरे.
In fact, many of them are saying that they have actually done a sort of a protest here against the local officers, the local administration, because they say they just got a mere compensation of 200 to 300 rupees, and that's going to be scarcely enough to even cover one portion of their damage. That's why they're saying that they today actually even had blocked roads for a little while, and they had protested